Aw, yeah. I never get tired of our opening. That was awesome. It's always awesome. This is some great games. We've already had one pretty quick game, actually, for Oscar, and that was a little unexpected how easy that seemed to go for LGD.
It looked like a completely different team. We've always talked about, well, I should say, I've always talked about how I thought LGD was in the best position to really cause some major... They've always looked good, but had a couple of issues, just weren't able to ever get their synergy, everyone on the same page there, but it looks like things finally paid off. I should say panned out.
Really interesting comp for LGD. I love this, and they give the MVP over to Wayless. He was just hunting down people that game.
Again, talk about the... I feel like Zed was the perfect answer right there. Obviously, Wayless showing off some blue suede shoes, some fancy footwork from that Zed play. Effectively could 2v1 anyone. I would love to see a 3v1. I think it was very possible for him at the end of that.
Oh, yeah. It really, almost anybody could have been able to do it. I think PYL might have been able to solo a couple people by the end of that game. They couldn't kill Ian the Zillion.
I believe you said they couldn't kill him, or they could kill him, but not more than twice.
Ah, so you were reading Twitters on the off time.
I do like to read occasionally.
You occasionally will tweet and read the things that other people tweet.
Sometimes.
You heard it here. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching LPL English coverage. We're happy to have you. We're always excited that people are interested in, of course, Chinese esports. So, getting into game number 2, what does World Elite Academy do? Because they really dropped the ball.
Not to make more zillion puns, but that composition was a blast from the past. I talked about...
Their timing was off.
We're done now. No, I talked about how
no more jokes.
It was almost like a pseudo... I don't even know if this was when they were Gambit or if it was previously when they were Moscow 5, but they used to run...
Speaking of blast from the past.
Resurrection comps is effectively what it is, utilizing, you know, Aatrox, passive, Zac passive, KO, ultimate, obviously. Stacking that, I just think it was done really well.
And then they buy Guardian Angels.
And then they buy Guardian Angels, and it's just Zony's Argots. You're never going to kill them ever. I liked how they utilized the 2v1 split push to Zillion's advantage. You know, we talked about in lane Zillion is an obnoxious presence because he's just going to step forward and bomb you, but he can't do that forever, so obviously a 2v1 is very benefiting for him, whereas if you have a champion like Thresh, like Leona, Thresh does okay in a 2v1 situation, but Leona, her talent is pretty much entirely wasted. Which is why you see a lot of roam Leonas at that point, but PYL is like, you know what, we're going to go for the 2v1 lane swap, we're going to take Jinx because we had a good performance there, we understand that she has a weak laning phase, and we're going to bring a support that also has a weak laning phase that is so much more late game and bypass them straight to level 6. So I think that in itself was really intelligent. The biggest thing though was that SOAS could not find his footing at all in that game. It consistently out of position, couldn't find the correct gank, got cut out in river by a nicely placed tri-ward, which speaking of warding, LGD, entirely different team as far as their vision was concerned. Think about the vision control on that red buff.
When, yeah, you know, that was pretty well done. Exactly. Overall, they ran the map, ran the timings completely in their favor. On the side of World Elite Academy, they missed a lot of golden opportunities. They actually left XQ alone in the top lane in the early game, and they didn't go for the dive on him.
They didn't go for the dragon on him either. That's what really shocks me, is typically it's dragon, and then you have to answer with the global objective of the top tower. I cannot, like, that is the standard play of how that is supposed to work. And World Elite, they had the numbers advantage on the bottom of the map, obviously, because SOAS was in there, and it really just came down completely out of position, dropped the ball, didn't understand where he was supposed to apply his pressure early. They lost too many golden, like the fact that LG not only got the first tier tower in the top lane, then swung down, got the dragon, took the mid tower, and then took the bottom tower, all in kind of the same like 3-minute swing. How do you come back from that? The snowball was unreal. The level advantage alone that gave Wayless to just decimate World Elite Academy.
Big problems. They really just weren't awake for that game. You look at, of course, some LZ. This is a guy that's handpicked by Wei Xiao, saying he's going to be the next big thing in AD carries. Looked like, frankly, completely average when you put him next to XQ. That was a huge change of pace. Playing with his phone in the middle of the game. Hey guys, hold on, I gotta send a text message. Hi Mom, I'm on TV.
To be fair, he didn't really get a lot of action that game. Most of it was really revolved around SOAS, finding SOAS, making sure that he was punished. I liked how he had his keys torn off his keyboard. I'm looking down at my keyboard right now. I was like, why would he tear off his macro keys?
Because they get in the way sometimes, right? Some people do that. Some people prefer to, you know, this is a big. I'm gonna go like way out in left field here. In StarCraft, they always recommend that you remove your macro keys because timing in hitting the keys properly is everything.
StarCraft's too intense for me.
It is a pretty hard game. League of Legends is pretty hard too, especially at this level. These guys are playing their brains out, but World Elite Academy hasn't really yielded the results yet. Now, can they take this next game? They really need it. They look a little calmer. But, I don't know, that was a pretty big performance in game number 1 from LGD.
And of course, their sister team, World Elite, will also be playing tonight.
Oh, yeah. There's something else going on.
Yeah, exactly. We have the second set, OMG versus World Elite, so...
It's going to be huge!
World Elite
I'm excited.
Academy, obviously on the bottom end of the brackets, World Elite. On the opposite end, first place, tied with OMG, so... we will finally definitively get to say who is the best team in China. I always like to put that on the line.
Every single time. Yeah, three-way tie right now. It's pretty crazy with EDG, OMG, and World Elite. But two of those teams facing off after this. That's going to be the big one, absolutely. But this game is still very important for these two teams. World Elite Academy fighting to just not be last place anymore, or at least not be alone in last place. And LGD, they're looking to leapfrog over Invictus Gaming if they can get themselves that 5th place slot. They do want it.
Something I've always admired from LGD. So a lot of people, we talk about, you know, the Korean invasion, quote unquote, coming into China. Players, coaches, everyone, you know, they talk about Hero, the coach for World Elite, how he's doing such a great job with the team. Obviously, Insect, big name. Fun fact, LGD has had a Korean coach since Spring Split. They were the first team to ever get a Korean coach. Didn't spiral to the top. Obviously, they had a short stint in Spring Split where they were kind of, you know, 4th, 3rd place, looking really good. Obviously, Star and his ribbon. I believe it was Rina and Oriana. They would do like this wombo combo, sick type of composition there. But obviously, things have slowed down for them. But the creativity out of LGD has always really fascinated me. I always enjoy watching their games, even if, you know, they're not the best team and they don't always do the best. I think that you can always constantly tell that they're thinking, their rotations. I had this conversation with Kelsey the other day in the Starhorn. If you haven't seen the Starhorn Royal Club versus LGD matches, they're fantastic. It's literally mechanical skill versus critical
strategic
thinking. Yeah, Starhorn Royal Club consistently has the upper hand in the game, and they're forcing LGD to react to them, but LGD's rotations are just so much cleaner and so much smarter that it allows them to take the game off of Starhorn Royal Club.
They play a little bit unlike your typical Chinese team, and I think that's a good thing to give a little bit of variety here. But we are into picks and bans, and speaking of playing a little more strategically, World Elite Academy taking Yasuo away from Wayless. They don't want to give them too many assassin options, but they're still on the table. Zig's also banned away. Pretty much a must, just in general.
Huge crutch in China. I like the fact that they don't want to deal with any sort of anti-siege right there. Answering with the Kale ban, though, so not going to have 17 having that double res comp. Zillion could still be up on the options, though. We'll see if they run the same thing back-to-back again. I just praised LGD for their creativity, so we'll see if they mix it up with their compositions.
Please, please, please. There are a lot of pretty standard bans too, so Caston once again not going to see the light of day on this one.
What I'm really curious about, so fun fact, Shen is not disabled in LPL. They pretty much never disable champions. So LCS, you know, Shen will be disabled, occasionally Rengar, Aatrox, things like that when things are bugged out. Obviously Lucian is now disabled currently in LCS. LPL never disables champions. I'm really curious to see if he'll go through. And then you think how long China takes with their patches. Can you imagine a non-disabled long patch Lucian in China?
Yeah, I am going to be really excited when that comes through, but it's going to be really weird if it gets picked all the time. Just because I want to see the mid lane Lucians and see how they do, right? But we've seen a lot of interesting mid lane picks here in China in general. So, speaking of picks, first one's coming through. Khan is going to lock in for Yujie, Thresh, and then of course 17 will go for the top lane Gragas that has been ever so popular across all the regions. And Chuan will be able to play Lee Sin in this game.
He had a great Jarvan, though, so see
yeah,
if he can...
very, very out of character that he did so well in a champion not called Lee Sin.
We make the joke that he needs echolocation to find his Wraith camp there, but Soas may look for the answer in Rengar. Obviously, Rengar popularized by Insect when he first showed. And I believe it was the Demacia Cup was the first showing of Insect.
Oh, will they go for the Renekton pick answering Gragas? This is interesting. I haven't seen too many matchups like this.
I think it's wrong. If I'm
Yeah,
going to be
I don't think it's the greatest choice either, but that
Typically,
leaves Jinx open again.
the answer to
XQ.
Gragas is to go Mundo. Mundo is going to scale well with Gragas into the late game. There's no way that Gragas will be able to burst him and to bully him around, especially the late game. The other issue, though, is that Mundo is able to rest Spirit Visage, which of course synergizes well against Gragas, because he's going to be able to build that MR, but also because it synergizes with his kit, the health regen on his ultimate.
Okay, this is a little smarter from SMLZ. He's going to go Caitlyn this time, but they've got the Zillion again. I think this means lane swap. Second time.
I would predict so. Gragas also does really well in a lane swap, whereas Renekton doesn't. He needs that 1v1, he needs that early bully potential. So if he faces off against Zillion and Jinx, bad news bears for him, which again, why I think that pick is pretty much fumbled. You think about Mundo, if a lane swap does come through, doesn't necessarily have the best early game. He needs levels to ramp up, he needs items to compete. So he's not losing anything if you decide to 2v1 him.
And here we go. Mickey going to get Zed this time. That's pretty much just a takeaway from Wayless, but they have the option to send Wayless Zillion mid. I don't think that'll happen. I think he's probably going to do something a little more assassin-y if he gets the option to, but let's just kind of pin now.
Yep.
You think he goes on the Ari hype train? Yep. Good call. He's going for it. So really not too much hesitation, but they are thinking about it over. I think this is a really good choice too, to mix up the AP and AD.
The idea here is that they're completely taking care of XQ, obviously, because he's on a no mobile, or I shouldn't say no mobile, a low mobility AD carry like Kog'Maw, like Jinx. So they need him to be on someone, again, I say self-sufficient and assassin-like, who will also have great roam potential. So Zed and Ahri, even though they're very different champions, what they want to do in the game is very similar. So obviously, we talked about how Wayless has been going back to his Ahri. He played it previously last week. The Ahri buffs have not gone through, so this is pre-buff Ahri.
Still pretty good the way they made it look, and I'm surprised Mickey didn't take that. He's been riding the hype train as well.
Obviously,
He needs some AP too.
They saw the Zillion Jinx and they're like, oh no, I don't want to face this again. So I feel like the Zed obviously is just kind of a fourth ban against them. Didn't want to give that to Wayless a second time around. See if he finds any more success on Ahri. I feel like the one thing going for them though is that the Zed Ahri matchup is pretty much a skill matchup. There is a lot of potential. Like, you have to think the fact that Ahri's ultimate doesn't really mean anything for her. If Zed gets the death mark onto her, he's just going to follow her anyway. So I'm going to give a little bit of an advantage to Ahri there. She is ranged, however. Does have a longer, I believe her Q is longer than his shurikens. I'd have to check the ranges on that exactly.
Question for you here, Frost. I'm not actually sure about this one. Zani's Hourglass, does it block death mark?
It blocks the damage when it
That's what I mean, yeah. If it goes off, it will continue to proc. It won't just delay.
No, you can block it. You can zone his Hourglass.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
So that's something that could happen.
The joke for the long time when Zed was really overpowered was he was countered by an item. that's
actually a pretty good one. Well, they didn't really utilize that strategy very properly last time, but they didn't really have any champions that would build into it.
They didn't have enough gold for it.
Yeah, it's a different story. So we'll see if game number 2 is any different from how that looked last time. LGD versus World Elite Academy. So we take ourselves a quick commercial break to load onto the Rift. We'll see if LGD can make it a 2-0, or will World Elite Academy come back and answer themselves to not be last, at least not a last alone in the standings.
I was going to say, I feel like you're going to sign it off right here and then not
No,
realize
there's no time. We're going on to the Rift. Frostgrim, we've not got the time. You know who has the time, though? Zillion does.
It's going to be an entire broadcast of Zillion jokes.
Oh,
I can feel it.
It's going to happen. I'll be checking my watch as we go down. So, game starts off, LGD on the red side. We're just moving on. Let's not even talk about it. World Elite on the blue side. And I think the lane swap happens here, but they're not indicating it just yet.
The lane swap should happen. I can't imagine that they would give Khan, especially after Renekton pick a 1v1. That's exactly what Renekton wants. They could bypass any sort of strength that he would have and completely push him into the ground if they wanted to, although it looks like they're setting up for a 2v2. So Gragas, he does well against Renekton. I'm not going to say that, oh, the Gragas-Renekton matchup isn't good, because it very much is. But
some dude's actually getting poked out pretty hard. Now Khan, let's put some damage down and just settle for a couple of wards, and that's going to be a quick back from the Fat Man. I think he's going to be fine, though. They're setting up for this blue buff, though, early on, and Sean nowhere near this. He's going to be careful not to check into these brushes. Oh, Mickey reveals.
By going the 2v2, this tells me that they want to do an early dragon. The fact that they're going to make sure that the numbers have been... Okay, there they go. I was going to say. This would be... Why would you choose to do the 2v2 with Caitlyn in the game? So that's already going to be an incredibly rough lane, even as Jinx, as well as having a Renekton show off. So what just happened is 17 got vision. They thought that they might have predicted the lane swap because it happened last time. And obviously taking the exact same two champions... that World Elite Academy could have followed them, which now, look, you actually see World Elite Academy moseying up there, so good read from them knowing that 17 knew where Renekton are going to follow it, now get even more vision. They do give themselves away with this ward, however, so we'll see if another lane swap happens, or if they're going to continue with this and have the delayed blue invade.
Laneception, we have to go one layer deeper. They're going to get a 4-man invade into this blue buff side, so this should be answered by Soist, and of course by Mickey, or well, maybe not Mickey, maybe more like Khan, but yeah, this is a really kind of wonky thing, and now XQ comes up and says, whoa, I expect to see a Caitlyn here. They'll take the 2v2 in the top lane.
Good read.
Well, trying to give himself some positioning. Yuji going forward, zones him away. I think this is going to be a lot of support trades.
This is very much better from World Elite Academy this time around. They finally found the lane that they wanted. Both sides
This
of the
favors
map.
them really early on, too. Zillion can poke a lot, but Caitlyn's got great range. Whoa, so is charmed up, and he's trying to kite away. I think I saw this in a cinematic.
He just ran into every single skill shot right there. I saw
Yeah,
what you
way
did.
less pushing pretty hard. Yeah, you did. Although, you know who didn't see it? Chuan. He's off in his jungle right now.
Am I casting
Whoa.
with Freak right now?
Maybe you are. I don't have that much of a chin strap, but it's still going. Yuji, he's poked out. Rockets are flying left and right, but he dodges out of the zap and stays alive for the time being.
So us now with Khan looking for the invade. Chuan face checks into it.
Oh, what was he doing? He has to burn his flash. He ran right into them. 17 now helping with the cover, and they want to collapse on this. I don't know if this is the greatest idea. Is way less.
It's
poked out a
smart
couple
because
shurikens.
Mickey God is stronger on Zed at level 3 than Ahri is. He does more damage, especially kind of AoE damage in a close-knit corridors. Obviously, if Ahri like chokes you into a point and gets her Q straight through you, but they're utilizing the fact that they have the mid advantage.
Oh, so he goes in for the jump after, burns his flash, and 17 wants himself some double buffs, but it's gonna be Shuon picking him up. Khan trying to bail out as fast as he can. He sliced and diced, but it may not be enough here. One more barrel roll might be enough to take his damage down. Not quite. Double kill. Goes over to Shuon though as he follows up with his own combination of moves.
Worst place to die right there. Soas lost his early buffs, lost his early game pressure, completely loses all sorts of map pressure right there. Their early game is now shot just because their jungler went down. Oh, that charm barely misses.
Oh, here's the silver lining. Mickey so far has been landing a lot more shots than way less, and it seems like even though he played Ahri recently pretty well, he's just not been finding the connections he needs this game.
I definitely think the Zed matchup, it is skill-based, but I think it does slightly favor Zed a little bit easier. I want to go back to what really went wrong with Soas right there. The issue was you have two bursts. Obviously, Lee Sin has his execution burst with his Q proc. Soas has the Rengar burst. Although Descendant's locking up PYL. He's
Oh,
gonna flash
PYL
away.
goes in, burns his flash. He's ignited too, but they can't kill in the Zillion as SMLZ is getting poked out by XQ. They might go for this one. Whoa, they can! Soas comes around the side. XQ going to answer with a kill onto SMLZ. Still trying to poke it out. Can he get himself 2 kills before he goes down? Doesn't look like it. Rengar, give the man a mop.
Good read from Soas. Obviously, he needed something to put himself back into the game. A lot of junglers will instead look to farm out the jungle, be like, oh, I gotta spend more time with my jungle guys. I gotta get these extra creeps. He understood what he needed to do. He needed a gank. He needed to find lane pressure. Found it. So a little bit of an extra footing back into the game right there. Not much, but you know, it's something. Nice thing about Rengar though is that he doesn't have any mana, so it's not like losing that blue buff put him that far behind his as a priority of like resources to do his jungle.
Now, a little bit of poke being traded in the bot. What we missed while all that was going on was Wayless actually went down to Mickey and had a little bit of help from Shuan. We're going to see this once again. Mickey goes in, Shuriken's flying, gets charmed up. Shuan around the side, but he goes with the safeguard to the ward instead of safeguarding over to Wayless. Big misstep, and Mickey secures the kill as Shuan answers back. He gets himself another kill, but his carry goes down. Uh-oh, once again, Wayless goes down. That is a big assassination. Mickey coming up big.
Obviously, dying and then walking straight back into the lane and dying again is never a good thing. Wayless in a bit of a sticky situation, like you said. Chuan using the safeguard to the ward was trying to position himself for the Q to get the damage right there. Good read by Mickey God to just realize that he needed to trade 1-for-1 with the gank coming.
And the lane swap comes in too. They don't want to deal with this Caitlyn and Thresh combination, so they go for swapping it out, and the teleport not spent. A 17 just walks in. So this prompts a very slow relane swap from SMLZ and UJ, so it gives a slight numbers advantage for just a moment to the side of LGD, and they get to push up on this tower. But still, they're sticking to them. This bot lane really wants to take the 2v2.
They want to take the 2v2, but it's now Dragon is in play. We know that Soest is down. Obviously, with that gank, it put him slightly back into it. But Chuan, for a majority there, did have the advantage. So if you have a stronger jungler, that objective becomes that much easier. Death Sentence is going to lock up.
Oh, it goes on to XQ. That was not what they wanted to have happen. He's going to get a speed boost. But they have both junglers taking their places. Half health Jinx, though, could get 100 to 0'd, or at least 50 to 0'd. Just a moment. Soest walking on a ward. They see him.
Both junglers level 5 right now, so no ultimates available. Looks like Soest is now going to walk back in, see if Chuan hangs around.
They know what's going to happen. Yuji has been hitting a good number of these hooks, but he doesn't land that one. Goes wide to the right. SMLZ continuing to apply some pressure. This is exactly what you want to do as Caitlyn. Keep the lane in your favor and don't let the farm happen without any repercussions. But PYL's got a little poke of his own.
I'm looking at both junglers right now. Have returned. Chuan now looking to the side. He's not going to find anything.
Not got 6 just yet, though.
The issue is that they don't have any hard CC. You have to think, literally the only CC on their team right now is going to be the Gragas Cask, which is a displacement, and then the Charm. Otherwise, it's completely up to Chompers. It's completely up to Jinx to control, as well as an Insec.
What are you doing, Mickey? He wants to wander up there, and he doesn't run into the pink. No assassination from Gragas. Wayless gets a little free farm opportunity now, but he's got to be careful. He's not really fared too well. Shuriken coming up big again as Mickey puts the hurt onto that Ahri.
Farm pretty even in the top lane as these two giants trade back and forth 47 to 50. I feel like Khan needs a little bit more of a snowball for that Renekton pick to really take off in comparison to what Gragas is going to do for the team. Typically, Gragases are going more NAP Bruiser style, but hold up, because in the mid lane.
Yep, they're targeting out that Ahri. Charm not going to connect, though, as Soest will take some damage from the orbs and Foxfire. Mickey, he's going to get, Spirit Rush, there's the Death Mark, there's Chuan. He doesn't have 6 yet, no kick available. Oh, no, that could have been an easy kill for them. Ignite will not finish off Wayless, but they could have had so much more.
Talk about the advantage that Zed has in that lane again, using the Death Mark to dodge the Spirit Rush damage right there. Took Wayless very low.
A lot of kites from both these champions, but a little bit more for Zed. Got himself a nice little lead. Good farm up in 2-1 versus 0-2. But XQ got to be careful though. Yuji in this bot side looking for a pick himself, flaying back. Well, oh, they're looking for a kill here. Body slam coming in, and there's the explosive cast because Z will not go down. Clutch Lantern comes in, pulls the box. They're still going for it though. That was the best save I have seen. Yuji coming up huge. I can't believe they didn't pick him off.
Fantastic save from Yuji, but it was more so a misstep from 17. You actually saw him turn away. He looked back towards Yuji because he figured that the kill was going to be, in your words, mopped up by XQ. If he had stayed on his target, they would have secured that kill no problem. So just miscommunication.
I don't say mop that much, do I?
You say mop a lot.
Yeah.
It's okay. I say things like fantastical and fantastic. And did I mention fantastic?
But those are whimsical.
Whimsical? Okay, I should just start saying whimsical.
Bot is being pushed out. XQ and PYL both have 6 now. Ults are available should they need them, but Yuji coming in wants to make a statement. He finds XQ, and they get the flay backwards ignite. Zillion ult is on, and they'll just let him go down for just a second, but this could be bad. They haven't returned any damage at all. Can he live twice? So far, so good. That was a great Flame Chompers.
Fantastic save. Does burn his flash. I feel like you saw PYL just kind of circling, didn't have any mana. It was like, ah, that's all I got for you, man. It's all you, but manages to scrape by with the nice Flame Chompers.
Let's rewind time for just a second. Mickey, once again, trading with way less, but he's got himself a decent farm advantage, 20 CS up, and a good item amount, too. Ahri going for the, I'm guessing, Zhonya's at this point. It's hard to tell, just an amplifying tome. Had to get the boots, too, already.
She's got biscuits.
She does have biscuits.
That's a 2109 Ahri.
Fox do love biscuits.
Mickey God's doing a really good job taking control of his lane, obviously applying the pressure and then looking to roam. Obviously, he's utilizing his strength, the fact that he won mid so hard to allow other areas of opportunity for his team, like stealing that blue buff. Ari's very much a blue buff dependent champion, whereas Zed, obviously, not so much. Doesn't hurt the CDR there for his energy, but...
He doesn't need it, though. I think that's what you're getting at. That's
the double denial.
Definitely true. Yeah, and they've really shut down Ari so far.
Yeah, he's beating her in lane, and then he's beating her in resources.
Yeah, Wayless is really having a hard time dealing with this. Definitely calling over his buddy in the jungle, Shuan. So they still can't find a pick, though, as he's playing this really safely. Mickey playing very differently this game, and I think he's much more comfortable on Zed.
Well, they've kind of figured it out. It hinged on Wayless's ability to roam. They've shut down the roam, although now it's a 2v2, not in their favor.
Oh boy, Shuan getting targeted out immediately, and there's going to be Wayless trying to make something happen. Can he follow up? Spirit Rush, he does, but Soist is now chasing him out, and they take themselves 2 for 1. Now they're looking for more. Yuji nearly gets PYL around the side dragon being started up.
Slight advantage as far as the kill gold was concerned. There was a nice shutdown that Wayless got. Perhaps will help put him back in this, but is going to be a free dragon. Soest obviously there with the smite.
Maybe not. PYL wants to make him pay for it. Oh, Flash Bullet comes in. XQ. Gotta be careful. Rockets, though. They don't have enough to finish him up, but the Zillion Bomb will be as he comes back up around the side. That was a clutch ultimate of himself. Yuji now going low, and they do manage to kill Ian the Zillion. XQ manages to answer it back, and they stop the dragon. So 1 for 2 trade. Still in the favor of World Elite Academy, but the gold stays pretty even right now.
Huge outplay from the bot lane from LGD right there. The fact that they utilized the Zillion ultimate to effectively turn a 2v3 into a 3v3 since he had this, the second time around. The fancy footwork from XQ right there. Just look at that Jinx positioning. He has... People say he's not going to be better than STYZ. With that play alone, this guy is better than STYZ. I can see why they turned to XQ. He's had a solid performance on Lucian. He's had a solid performance on Jinx.
And that allows them to get to a dragon now. So that was really nicely played to play to the false sense of security that World Elite Academy had on their side. Soist, he went all in for PYL and didn't even think about the ult. I feel like a lot of people forget that Zillion has Save Himself ultimate.
Well, typically what you're supposed to do is you wait for him to use the, it's, what, Chrono... I want to say Chrono Trigger. Chrono Shift.
That was an anime. It's Chrono Shift.
You can tell where I grew up. No, I want to say, okay, so he uses the ultimate, you stop attacking him. The thing about Zillion is specifically when you stop attacking him, because obviously you don't want to give him the reset on his health bonus there, you want to take him really low and just kind of like leave him so he has to evacuate. His cooldowns are incredibly long. He does have the rewind available to him, but typically he's going to double bomb using the rewind, and then it's probably going to be like 9-15 seconds before he can do anything, which well eclipses his ultimate timer right there. So it's not like by not attacking him and sending him into that reanimation, you're stopping him from dropping more. It's not like someone like Orianna who has like a really low cooldown on her command attack. He's not going to be able to like bomb you like every 3 seconds. So kind of a misplay. And I think you're right. It's a lack of understanding about what Zillion's doing right now since he's been out of the meta for so long.
Yeah, I don't really think Zillion cares that much about cooldowns. He can just go back in time and reset them. Right? That's the thing, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's got a long cooldown on itself, and he's going to open with that. So I believe it's like a 16-second cooldown on
He needs a time machine so he can go back in time and reset his time machine. We're getting a little weird here. All right, so XQ is going to be able to keep up pretty well here. Whoa, Shuan goes in. Mickey, they get the evaporation on the other side, trading junglers, but Soist is there as well. Khan kiting it out, 17 with the teleport in, managing to keep his mid lane alive way less. Khan knocking back with the explosive cast, and that is going to be a dead Renekton in just a moment. Looks like kill's going to go actually over to 17. Could have been PYL. Nice reverse collapse, but now XQ on his own here on the run. He's going to need some help here. He wants to get away. Nicely dodging out of the Peacemaker, though.
17, showing why Gragas is the stronger pick than Renekton. What he's able to do for his team has been on point with the teleports, making sure to cover. The entire team has done a great job making up for Wayless's lackluster mid-performance this time around. Showing up, offering the support.
XQ is coming up huge in this now, despite the fact he's on a couple of items. They managed to pick that one up. Uh-oh, he steps on a trap. They don't know that Soist is here, walking into a trap. Yet another one, Zillion ult down, though, and it doesn't even matter because there's a collapse. PYL is going to go down in just a moment. Can XQ get the kill onto Soist? I don't think so. And they take him down.
The biggest issue there was the get excited into the trap after the tower killed, which forced the engagement. It was obvious that LGD didn't want to initially fight that, but they were forced into it, tried to trade 1 for 1, get the best out of that situation, so... Mechanical mishap. Good job from Soas, recognizing where the gank was available.
Yeah, that was a really nice play, and unfortunately SMLZ did not get the kill, so he's still sitting on just the eye edge right now. We'll see the replay in the mid lane what went down. Way less. It was pretty low. Charms Mickey just in time for Shuan to come in, and he really puts a wallop on that side. That was a nice 1-2 punch, really. Or kick, rather.
Beat him to the death mark right there. If he had death marked the charm, but of course it was at such a close round. Tongue-tied.
And you know, first item Deathfire Grasp too, really interesting build just to try and keep up with the burst potential. Now 17, dueling it out with the Gator.
It's pretty standard at this point for Ahri. Obviously she gets a lot from the CDR, but B, the burst potential. Although here comes Soas coming out big.
Whoa, XQ, what were you doing out of position like that? And he's going to go down for free. PYL was nowhere near the area. He's just getting sloppy right now.
I feel like we don't see that enough from Rengars. They continuously go this tank build, but they need to go back to their solo queue roots and just realize, what does Rengar like to do? He likes to get level 6 and he likes to ult in through the back of the lane and just murder someone.
Yeah, that worked out pretty well in favor that time. So, slight numbers advantage now on the side of World League Academy, but they're not really utilizing it to get anything right now. They're trying to push on the bot side, but Soas just still hanging around. Not really sure why he's doing that, if they're not pushing the tower.
Looking for the dragon. He keeps pinging it, but...
It's not up yet. Oh, now he finds PYL. That's a lot of damage. Clocks him in the head on the back, though. And he should get slowed down. But he gets the bull off on a way less. Oh, the death mark comes in. Mickey, that was a nice combo. Can they get the damage out? Trying to kite away. Wayless staying alive around the side. And he's not going to go down because that was a perfectly timed chrono shift. And he dodges away from UJ right as he comes up. But he's not going to live through this one. Soas might go down with the bomb. It's on a delay timer, and he does. UIL. Oh, man. He kills you eventually.
Soas, again, cannot help himself. He sees a low target, although, hold on, because Khan might go down here. Yep.
Oh, he tries to duel it out. He gets the stun off. Can't slice and dice away. One auto attack. Barrel roll, and he kites it out. Oh, that was a good play.
Khan gets out with 2 HP. Obviously, Wayless eventually went down. He gets to trade 1 for 1, however. Excuse me. PYL got the trade because he got the bomb on Soas. I don't know what it is with him. He's got, like, heat ray... laser vision. He sees someone low health, he has to do it. He can't help himself. It's like Lee Sin syndrome, except with Chrono whatever.
Chrono whatever is actually
Chrono whatever. I want to say Chrono Trigger. It's awful. Chrono Shift. Is that what it is?
Every single time. No, that's the saving his life. It's
This is why I'm not a play-by.
Time bomb comes in for kill. Wow, they're starting this dragon up on the LGD side. That's not a safe idea. Let's back away, guys.
That's why I'm not the play-by-play caster.
I
run into play-by-play and I'm like, oh, the R, he's got the R, the W. Here comes Draven on his W.
Draven, where's the Draven in this? Oh, Soist, bomb on his head again.
He remembers.
Yep, that hurts.
You saw the flashbacks right there. He saw the bomb,
so
he quickly got out of there.
Too. He's getting him PTSD from this one.
Oh my goodness, too soon.
Way too soon. Mickey now, pushing up the mid side. He's got a little bit of a farm advantage, still over way less. Really just hasn't panned out as much in Arya, but he's getting a little bit of help from Shuan. They have a tower to fall back to. Mickey trying to dodge out. The death mark coming in now, and they won't get nearly enough as he kicks him sideways and takes him down. Once again, this time the kill going over to Wayless, though, as he follows it up.
Glad to see the kills finally being spread out. Chuan, 5, 2, and 3 on the Lee Sin, which, you know, is not bad. Lee Sin does need to get snowballed to kind of remain a factor into the late game, but you need to have that kill gold start to spread around on your carries.
Oh, yeah. This is going to be the Dragon starting up for LGD. They have a slight numbers advantage, but Soist is around the side. Could attempt to steal. Shuan wisely in the back to try and body block any attempts that come in, and they don't even want it. Dragon in the pockets of LGD, and they start to take themselves a decent mid-game lead.
This time around, though, World League Academy did have a ward on it. That sweeper just barely missing.
They got the timer for sure.
Exactly.
So get out of there. You don't want to deal with that. They're roaming together a lot better right now. LGD was kind of getting stomped a little bit in lanes. Except for 17. Yeah, that's why you don't face check a bush. The fat man can hide out in it. They are trading relatively even, but Khan doesn't want to take it. He has to slice and dice away, especially as LGD was coming around the side. to try and help him clean that up.
This is very concerning because Khan is their only source of tank. You look over at SOAS, what he's doing in that Rengar, 5-3-5 right now, has the Ghost Blade, has the Lizard Elder. Going for, instead of the tanky Rengar that we see in LCS, going more for that Ryan Choi assassination style. Not, obviously like
Not exactly
6
Ryan
Doran's
Choi. He needs 4
blades,
Doran's
but-
blades, yeah.
But, more of a damage
He's trying to go
centric.
100 to 0 people, and he's been doing it.
And their
but
tank
he's a little squishy.
cannot compete with the a cross lane tank in the eyes of 17. You have to think, you're competing against Gragas, who is going to have great damage. He has that Iceborne Gauntlet available to him, so has the Sheen proc, has the resistances there, has the Giant Spell. You're also competing with the superficial tankiness that the Chrono Shift is going to give to any team member that he wants.
P-Whale's been getting those off perfectly, too, and there's no wonder he likes the Cillian.
Well, he has a great partner in crime with him, Soest, who loves to proc it when people are 20 HP and it's about to go down.
Yep, that's pretty much been working. So, P-Whale commencing the ward wars that are always so common at this stage of the game. 22 minutes in, actually much better vision from these teams. I'm more impressed with that in general. I think China's definitely stepping it up in the vision game.
Yeah, they're figuring it out. Again, it's quality versus quantity. They've got a little bit of a smattering on the side of not quite sure what they're looking at. Obviously, trying to get some... Look at the pink ward. So you have a vision control area of around Baron. Obviously, that ward of the side. Ari looking for a pick, finds a charm from the other side of the wall. Goodbye, whoever's there. No wards on Baron. It's things like that.
Just things. They do
Just
clear a
things
few wards
China
out.
does.
They're really looking deep in this jungle to try and set up a pick here, but everyone from World League Academy knows this, and Shuhan's going to get jumped on. Khan, what is he doing? He's around the other side. Mickey trying to find XQ around the side. He has to bail out of there. SMLZ going to take down Shuhan, and 17 trying to tank here. Mickey staying alive for just another minute, way less. He's going to just barely go down to the minions as Khan takes himself a double kill. Way less out of there, and LGD pick themselves a pretty bad engage. 17 tanking the ace in the hole. POL staying alive says, I think I can help you, buddy. Maybe not enough, though. This chase is getting huge, and they find another pick. 17 going down to SMLZ. They're going to turn for the Baron right now.
This is a perfect example of literally what we were just talking about. They have vision control of kind of the other area for the picks. They wander into an area where they have 0 vision control, and they get absolutely stomped and demolished by good flank and claps from World Elite Academy. Because it was a bad fight picked over by the Baron, guess what that means? This is a 24-minute free Baron for World Elite Academy, and because there's no ward on it, they don't even get the timer.
Yeah, that was... Oh, Rocket comes in a little late. Stops Khan's back, but still, that is not what you want to be doing. They were in the lead. LGD was.
Completely,
and this time,
completely
not
through.
so sure. Yeah, total throw on that, and they didn't really have much else to say. So here we see how it gets initiated. Chuan gets jumped on by Yujie and Soist, tanks the front line, and there's no answer from LGD. They can't be sure if they want to disengage. And then Mickey goes in for the assassination. Shadow steps away, staying alive for just a moment, and then it's just all hell breaking loose. The 17 gets hooked up. Mickey is going to jump on everybody. Wayless actually goes down to minions here, and that gives the kill over. Khan gets himself a double. They keep on the chase. Once again, Soist with the resets. PYL nearly going down. Body blocking the ultimate. 17's keeping PYL alive, but it's just a consolation prize as he gets hooked back in. Take him out, and then they get the Baron. Huge moves for World Elite Academy.
The biggest issue is that Mickey God got into that backline, immediately popped XQ. It was fought in a very small area, so Khan did a lot of work and a lot of damage with his dominance since he was effectively standing on everyone. So good choke point from World Elite Academy.
Good chunking as well. So way less. Oh, that's an ace in the hole. You better walk away from that one. Even though there aren't a whole lot of towers taken on the side of World Elite Academy, they have the impetus to go forward with the pressure. Have a little bit more map control, confident in their team fighting ability, but that was a huge catch that they accomplished, so still want to play the poke game for a little while.
Most important objective on the map right now is going to be this mid-tier tower that they're looking at, obviously going to grant them the most passive vision control. I say this all the time, but it's very important.
Ooh, Shuan with the speed up. Not sure where he wants to go with that one.
They're doing a good job playing the 1-3-1, obviously utilizing Khan's innate tankiness and the fact that he is Renekton, kind of slippery, has that slice and dice available to him, but more importantly the shadow from Mickey God, although Mickey God is starting to make a underneath rotation back towards his mid lane. So it's now looking for the assassination. Doesn't find
Oh,
it.
he wants it too. The charm doesn't connect. I can't believe nothing landed there. Like they were made of, whoa, there's something that landed. Yujie, Shuan, in the back line, Mickey looking for the assassination. They get the Zillion ultimate off, save his life, but they do burn that all-important ability. So once again, nobody goes down, but looks like it's going to be World Elite Academy pushing forward. Might be able to take down this tower, and they don't even want to contest it. Noah's looking to stop the back. Shuan, whoa, that's a quick safeguard. They're on their feet this game.
They need to be very careful. If they die here, they're going to lose a lot more than just a second-tier tower.
Yeah, they want to go in for the counter engage, but LGD's looking slow on the reaction time. Baron buff, they're afraid to fight.
The issue is that because they have a tank Gragas, they sacrifice a lot of wave clear for 17, and 17 has really been on point this game. They do still have wave clear in the form of Wayless. Not the safest, it's not something like a Ziggs or an Orianna, so getting a little bit punished there. I think they have to let this one go. Again, if they die here, they'll lose their inhib for sure.
Yeah, they really had no choice but to try and get the... Wow, Yujie gets another hook contested. Now they want to go for this dive. Shuan made a big mistake there, tries to safeguard away, gets saved for just a moment, but he finally falls down to Mickey, and they're full on engaging this one as Khan goes down. Soist around the backside. XQ got to stay alive. They take him down. That's a kill for Jinx to reset. SMLZ getting low, trying to kite it out. Yujie, they might go down. Zillion Ultimates back off a cooldown as Wayless gets himself a kill, and they're turning on the gas. LGD somehow turning around this fight, looking to answer with a few towers and a few more kills.
Entirely on the back of XQ. LGD needs to sponsor Jinx-shaped backpacks at this point.
Jeez, this is getting big right now. XQ, that was really magnificent play, actually.
It was huge moves for him. Again, I've said it before. People always talk about STYZ and how XQ would never be able to...
Oh, Mickey! He took advantage of the tanking to the face that Zillion was doing and gets himself a pair of kills on the back of that, even though he goes down. That was a nice cleanup.
I believe that Caitlyn, SMLZ, is the last person remaining with Baron. I don't think he went down. I think he kited off to the side. The Zap missed him. Yep, there we go.
That was a nice 1-for-2 trade. Mickey has to be happy with that, though. Even though they might give up this dragon. I don't know. Sois is there. They have the burst potential, but Shuan, he should get out of here pretty quickly. He has the safeguard available. Oh, he misses the smite. Uh-oh. Oh, stay safe, guys. Get out. Abort mission. Kicking away Sois. We don't want it. We don't want it at all. Sois still does, though. He gets the bola off, and Shuan has nowhere to go for just a moment. Once again, safeguards. Have to give up this blue buff, though. Or do they? Do they really want to take this fight? I don't know. Wayless is low. The kick back in. Khan, that's not who they wanted. They're still having to be so careful not to go down here. Wayless going to get the Zillion ultimate off, but it's going to be Sois picking himself up a kill. Gragas gets SMLZ around the side. 17 coming up huge. Oh my goodness, where did he come from? And they're going even harder onto this one. Yujie, Sois trying to bail out, but that's a Jinx getting herself a couple of kills. Nicely picked up, and Khan looking to be going down just one more second. Ultimate not available. Barrel roll, though. Gets Khan around the side. Mickey, though, showing face. He has the Baron buff available. I don't know how.
That's a glitch.
I think that's a
fantastic performance from LGD right there. I think they traded, what, 2 for 3? But they completely eradicated all of the Baron. They got the Dragon right there. The big play was, again, in the creativity and the intelligence to kite back into a choke point, to play to Jinx's strengths. 17 coming up huge on the teleport once again, but the fact that they understood if we kite them back to this choke point, if we get them to follow us down, the Chompers will spread across this entire point. Jinx can be completely safe. We can utilize XQ's power without punishment, and that's effectively exactly what happened. XQ, again, coming up huge this game.
Oh yeah, big time. You never know when Jinx is just going to start turning up the gas and going out from not really being all that big to now 5 and 4. The 4 deaths are really just been positional errors.
Look at his confidence when he plays. You want to talk about positional errors. He understands the damage and the burst that he's going to put out. He'll constantly run ahead. Get that Zillion speed up, and he'll just run alongside the entire enemy team and just start blasting the back lines, knowing that the Get Excited is going to come for him, and he'll be able to outrace the tank line that he's effectively even with. The entire team, really. Yeah, they've really started to push forward ahead on this one, and despite the mistakes they've made, it looked like World Elite Academy might have started to lock up the game, but then again, LGD comes back in style, and when they pick up kills, as long as they shut down Mickey, they seem to be looking great. SMLZ just does not have the same caliber of play as we've been seeing out of XQ tonight. Shuan having no fear going forward and face checking. They'll be clearing some wards out in preparation for the next Baron fight. Now comes down to those Baron dance. We'll see if LGD learn their lesson, controlling the vision a little bit better.
Oh, initiating it up with the ace in the hole. It's not going to be in the available set of skills for this next fight. SMLZ trying to force Wayless away. So it gives them a little bit of map pressure on their side, and they'll be backing en masse as a Baron will be started up. They don't have a word on it yet. This might be a mistake from LGD. They could rush this Baron.
It's okay just because 17 and Chuan are in the area as well as Wayless, so you have the 2 AoE as well as the Smite available. As long as they didn't all back right there, they're fine. SMLZ,
yeah,
otherwise utilizing the Caitlyn ult every single time that Ace in the hole is up. Obviously, Caitlyn's ult doesn't really mean anything in the heat of a team fight. She's not going to stop auto-attacking to Ace
Double sweepers. We must clear all the vision, says Wayless.
Although Soa's ult has been popped.
Yeah, that was a little premature. These teams are really spoiling for a fight now. Chuan wants to go back in for this one. They just have to find a better angled engage to take. And they don't want to go for the jungle. Wayless, oh, he almost gets 100-0. Goes back in, says, kill me now. I've got the Zilean ultimate. Chrono Shift, engage, as he comes back up.
I don't know why you would give that to him.
Yeah, that was really strange.
These World Elite Academy, consistently, they can't help themselves. If you didn't attack him, I mean, yeah, you're going to eat the Spirit Rush, probably one more proc of it, but it's not like he's going to kill you. Everyone had completely evacuated. It was just Khan there for the Renekton, and you would entirely eliminate Arish. You would have to go back and heal. By resetting it, pretty much full health right now after probably one green ball through a minion wave.
I really think that Wayless needs to pick up Lasagna's Hourglass pretty soon. He said not a lot of damage, but he just gets bursted so fast.
I'm not sure about that either. Obviously, you know, thinking that he has the Chrono Shift behind him as opposed to the Hourglass.
Yeah, I mean, that's enough, but, you know, you might want to be able to save that for someone like XQ, too. Interesting to note, too, XQ picks up the Distortion Boots. I like this, actually. They don't need home guards. Oh, Yuja. Not going to get the hook up?
Well, his flash has been so important. I think I've seen him get sped up into a team. He'll pick up 2 kills, and then he'll immediately flash back out to the rest of his team. I think twice now, so recognizing that his positioning is the big player here, as opposed to guarding against the pressure.
No, and they have the pressure on their side, too. So now, with a couple backs, World Elite Academy establishes map pressure over at the Baron Pit, throws themselves down a pink ward, trying to clear it out. They'll be going for the baits here, pinging out if they want to go mid. Wayless, got to get out of there, gets jumped on by Soas. Bulla's going down. He was all alone, and he goes down to Mickey, and now it is full panic mode for LG as Baron is going to be started up by Academy. They're looking for picks. They're looking for hanging out. They find 17. Oh, he's going to dash away. Still, that was a nice pick for them.
Threat on the field is still XQ, however. So yes, it's a shame that Wayless went down. We'll see if they can find this pick. Look for the death sentence.
For the death sentence, is going to land on Shuan. He's getting taken pretty low. Safeguards away. They can start this Baron, though. This is so dangerous for both teams. Although 17 trying to poke away and disengage them from it. Shuan could go in for the smite steal. This is really, really dangerous right now. It's so close. XQ could get a ult on. Khan now. He's getting blown up. Coming over the wall around the side. Trying to get the stun off. The smite's missed, but it still goes down. So is big pickup as Mickey now chasing XQ out. He might get the death mark. No, he's going to shadow step away. 17 being chased away. And this is a lot of Baroned up members of World Elite Academy. Going to be taking down Gragas if he cannot get away in time. There's the ultimate out. He's going to stay alive for just a second, but it might have been a wasted effort unless they want to go in for the engage. Comes back up, dashes away, gets stunned up. Rocket comes in, not enough damage, and they take down 17's Gragas and Chuan for free as they get themselves a Baron in that fight as well. Academy looking great so far, and they just took themselves a gold lead.
Great covering of their flanks for World Elite Academy right there. The smite was completely fumbled. If the Cask and Chuan had gone in for the steal, it surely would have been theirs. So second Baron, not going to say uncontested because obviously very heated fight that last time around. We'll see if World Elite Academy can do a little bit more with it. Their previous one rushed it up mid and lost to XQ, getting a little bit out of control on a chase down the mid lane. So pressure is on. Obviously, they found kind of the strategy. Pick off Wayless, take a numbers advantage, force team fight.
Yeah, that worked perfectly well for them. And Wayless, I think, realizing he's just a little too squishy, goes for the needlessly large rod, most certainly building that up into Azonia's in just a few minutes. But for now, he's still easily going to get 100-0 if he gets locked up by Soist. Mickey just was all over that. They have so much assassination potential on this team. A little bit of a strange build, though. You see Mickey building a defensive item, too, in the Maw.
Yeah, obviously, I'm looking at that right now. I don't think he necessarily needs it, actually.
No, it really doesn't. He's been
typically what people will do is they'll build the Hex Drinker and then not complete the Maw. He probably was just kind of at a weird gold point.
I mean, why not, right? Just pick it up. What the heck? it's not like it's really deterred him from picking up kills. 9 and 7 on the game. He's got himself a pretty decent bit of farm and gold in his pocket. Khan has been pretty tanky this game as well. You can see actually the gold there, difference on the side, 15 to 13,000. So he has been bullying in the lane, but Academy is now starting to do a 3-man roam around the top. So SMLZ looking to make a pick onto 17 with the rest of his team as well, but I think he's playing a little too safe for that. There's a lot of attack damage, though, on this side of Academy, and it's been answered by a whole lot of armor. Double thorn mails. Yeah, that's really all you got to say about that.
There they go. I was going to say, they're playing the map pressure game
there's the engage. Khan finding himself in a bad position, but he's still quite tanky, only now being chased by way less. Chuan realizing the top lane is pushing. It's all a ruse. SMLZ, Yujie, and Soist going to poke out this first inhibitor turret. Mickey waiting around the side, see if he can't get himself a pick, and it looks like they will be able to take this one, or will they? 17 going in. They get the knockback onto Soist. Time bomb ticking away as he does manage to escape. And SMLZ face tanks the Super Mega Death Rocket XQ. Going on forward, 17. He gets stopped up. That's a big wall, but he'll back away. So they keep their tower alive for the time being. But still, World League Academy is making moves.
I'm terrified of this G8 up Mickey God right now on Zed. The fact that he has Ma G8 to him, although Yujie...
Oh, Yujie! He gets charmed up and taken down, kicked in the face. Man, that would be a terrible thing to happen in real life. You're running towards the one you love, and then you get kicked by Lee Sin.
Again, though, World League Academy, fumbling, trying to find the objective pressure. They have 1 tower. Did they get 2? They might have also got the bottom 2 tower, but for sure got the second tier first tower.
Oh, this chase is commencing on Khan. I don't know here. They get the kickback. They get the push in. They might be able to turn him into a pair of boots, but it's going to take all 5. Chuan will finish that one up, and so is... Sorry, buddy. Couldn't help you.
They play the map pressure game, they get burned. That's 2 members down without Baron now. Of course, they still have it on the core, still have it on Mickey God, still have it on SMLZ as well as Sois. But they haven't been able to turn this Baron into any sort of inhibitor or an inhib tower at the very least.
Yeah, that was really surprising considering the lead that they picked up here. LGD is just content to stall this out into the late game when they have some pretty good scaling on their side. Chuan won't be as effective, but he's playing full tank Lee anyways.
Though there's 0 point in being that far forward. So this is how the map pressure game works, because this is the second time that I've seen World League Academy kind of mess it up. Khan, there was no reason for him to be on the map that far forward with his team literally in the jungle behind him, or they weren't even in the jungle lying in wait, they were kind of like in the lanes walking to put the pressure. The only reason for him to be that far forward is if, say, Mickey God or SMLZ were also in other side lanes just as far forward, creating different pressure points. Because obviously, the game that you're playing is you want to play a resource game. If they send 5 down to kill Khan, which they did, your team then needs to be in a position to take something to make it a worth trade to punish, to find some sort of consolation prize. If you're just that far forward and your AD carry is farming Wraiths, there's 0 point to that, you're just going to feed away your Baron.
Yeah, that was a really, really weird disconnect from World League Academy. They seem like when they get ahead, they're not sure what to do with it. They tried the side pressure on the top, and when it just barely didn't work out, they kind of fumbled around for a few minutes.
I feel like they're trying to play the split push, just because that's what they saw LGD do last time, but they're playing it with Khan and they're not playing it with Mickey God, who has the superior mobility. Yes, Khan is tankier, but you need to utilize that tank with your team. You need to utilize the mobility and the map pressure with the assassin who has a double shadow.
He's also got a Guardian Angel if anything else goes wrong, so the failsafe's coming in. Also for XQ. I would almost argue it would be more useful in way less, but he got himself a Zonius, so there's going to be a lot of drawn-out team fights.
40 minutes later, the Zonius.
Oh, yeah. Imagine if, well, Zillion's also got one too, so it's going to be double Can't Killian.
Can't Killian. Really?
Yes. That's all I've got. Don't make fun of me.
I
have bad jokes. I bet you wouldn't.
Waiting for the 3rd Baron of this game, obviously gonna spawn in 30 seconds.
It's gonna decide the game, maybe. We'll see how it goes. 40 minutes into the game, yeah. These two teams are really stalling it out. They're trying to get a little bit more pressure, just to be able to push in for the end. But it's LGD that are making this more significant moves over towards this Baron side. PYL gonna get himself some vision of the pit. Dragon actually being taken. If they have a ward on it, they would know that they could rush it down. But good job by Academy to realize, hey, we have this for a second.
They've had superior map control just because of the Baron pushing down those towers. It's fairly even right now, but look at the ward coverage from Academy. Those, the blue jungle completely controlled. Baron has spawned. I don't believe that LGD, I think they have the timer for it, but they don't have it warded. So this is currently, yep, it is warded.
It's going to be started in a minute. Maybe not. They want to bait this out. Everyone was backing on LGD, and they abruptly canceled it.
Well, they
realized the
sentence?
warding was happening.
Chuan.
Oh, Chuan. Oh, he dodges it. Oh, he doesn't need to see for that one. Teleport coming in for 17. They want to take this fight now, but they spent one summoner. Baron is going to be up. They know they're all in the bush there. They're just saying, all right.
I don't know if it's a dodge if you don't see it coming. Although, they're trading the Baron for the mid pressure.
Oh, man, and this is just going to force them to bite on the side of Academy. They're a little out of position. Rockets are flying. Khan's going to have to dip and dive away. Still, XQ on the forward. He gets hooked up. Death sentence lands. Half his health is gone just like that. SMLZ putting down some traps as he puts down some damage, but Juan finds Mickey out there, and it looks like he might try to shadow step away. That's going to be a Guardian Angel almost burned as they can't quite follow up. Big jungle fight breaks out. PYL going to get himself his ultimate pop. XQ, he's in a bad spot, but he's got a Guardian Angel available. This is going to be such a drawn-out fight. 17, the first to fall. One casualty of many. Soon to come. Way less staying alive, and that's going to be XQ going down. Sean, he follows up. This is looking horrible right now for LGD as Yujie gets charmed up, but they don't even need it for the chase. They've lost 3 members already as Soist. He is down and out, but the rest of his team staying alive. Uh-oh, Wayless, he's got no health bar. Flashing forward, it's going to be SMLZ taking the kill. Can they get the ace on this one? He does not have the Guardian Angel available, and PYL getting chased out by Khan, getting chased out by SMLZ. One more Peacemaker, he dodges it, and there is the Guardian Angel, or the ultimate. I couldn't tell which was which, and he comes right on back up, but the ace is going to be secured for SMLZ. Now it's World Elite Academy's turn to turn on the pressure. First inhibitor should be falling. They might be able to get some more out of that.
I think this is game.
Yeah, it's
I'm positive that World Elite Academy just won the game right here. A fight that looked awful at first. Mickey got completely caught out in the back there. Survives long enough and sells it out. His GA didn't even get popped. Fancy footwork to allow his team to mosey over. The biggest issue, XQ got the GA and then immediately got popped when Mickey God came back around and re-entered the team fight. Fantastic play from his Zed to hard carry his team. SMLZ showed up in the back half of that, but what a way to go down from LGD. Look at PYL's face. He cannot believe it.
Guys, what just happened right there? We had that game. Oh, I guess we didn't. Yeah, that was pretty big play from Academy to really turn on the pressure, and the intense focus you saw on Mickey Zed, and then he just shadow stepped away. So you can't catch that guy, and I guess it was him they couldn't kill in at the end of the game. So GG, 1-1 set goes the second game to World Elite Academy, and that means that LGD won't be leapfrogging over IG. However, the last place is now shared between the sister teams. Well, the sister teams of the other teams, rather. World Elite Academy and Young Glory will be sitting at the bottom of the bracket with 3 points apiece. But guys, that was one game, one set. When we return, it'll be a bit of a break, but we will be showing some other matches that you might have missed from the Demacia Cup in between. And when we come back after that, the match everyone's been waiting for, OMG takes on World Elite to see who will remain at the top of the standings in the LPL Summer.